My name is Colin Ingebrigtsen. I'm from Woodbury, Minnesota. My winter team is Minnesota Made. My favorite player is Charlie McAvoy.
Hi, my name is Parker DeShane. My hometown is Monticello, Minnesota. My winter team is Rogers Royals, and my favorite player is Connor McDavid.
My name is Mason Jensen. My hometown is Rogers, Minnesota. My winter club is Rogers. My favorite player is Connor McDavid.
My name is Tommy Picanato. My hometown is Osseo Maple Grove. I play for Osseo Maple Grove Squirt A, and my favorite player is Connor McDavid.
My name is Danny Clares. I'm from Orono, Minnesota. My team is Orono Hockey. My favorite player is Mark Scheifele.
Hello, my name is Mason Kraft. My hometown is Lakeville, Minnesota. My winter club is Lakeville North, and my favorite player is Patrick Kane.
My name is Andrew O'Neill. I'm from Fargo, North Dakota. I play for Fargo Freeze, and my favorite player is Connor McDavid.
My name's Tyler Hess. I'm from St. Louis Park, Minnesota. I play for my winter club, St. Louis Park, and my favorite player is Nathan McKinnon.
Hi, my name is KG Sauer. I live in Sartell, Minnesota. My winter team is the Sartell Sabres, and my favorite hockey player is Sidney Crosby.
My name is Rowan Vaughn. My hometown is Minnetonka, Minnesota. My winter club is Minnetonka. My favorite player is Alex Ovechkin.
Hi, my name is Luke Myers. I'm from Stillwater, Minnesota. My winter club was the Stillwater Ponies. My favorite player is Thomas Vanek.
My name is Gavin McNeil. I'm from Apple Valley, Minnesota. I play for Apple Valley Eagles, and my favorite player is Mikael Granlund.
Hello, my name is Faz Affet. I'm from Edina, Minnesota. This winter I played for Edina Squirt A Green, and my favorite player is Marc-Andre Fleury.
My name is Will Corton. I'm from Lakeville, Minnesota. I played for Lakeville South Squirt A. My favorite player is Brock Besser.
Hi, my name is Landon Hubel. I'm from Lakeland, Minnesota, and I play Stillwater Squirt A, and my favorite player is Marc-Andre Fleury.
My name is Harry Bettiger. My hometown is Arvada, Colorado. I play for the Colorado Thunderbirds, and my favorite player is Marc-Andre Fleury.
My name is Wolf Welk. My hometown is Laramie, Wyoming, and I play for the Laramie Outlaws, and my favorite player is Chris Letang.
My name is Sawyer Robbins. I'm from Lafayette, Colorado. I play for Colorado Thunder. My favorite player is Brent Burns.
My name is Brady Smith. My hometown is Littleton, Colorado. I'm going to play for the Colorado Thunderbirds, and my favorite player is Rasmus Dahlin.
Hi, my name is Trey Fredenberg. I live in Stillwater, Minnesota. My winter club is Stillwater Squirt A. My favorite player is Tim Knox.
Hi, my name is Carter Murphy, and I'm from Alberta. My winter team is Team Alberta, and my favorite hockey player is William Karlsson.
Hello, my name is Dmitry Timensev. I live in Monument, Colorado. I play for Colorado Thunderbirds. My favorite player is Alexander Ovechkin.
My name is Thomas Putnam. I'm from Vail, Colorado. My winter team is the Vail Mountaineer Hockey Club. My favorite player is Nathan McKinnon.
My name is Ben Davis. My hometown is Denver, Colorado. My winter club is Junior Pioneers Hockey Club. My favorite player is Troy Terry.
Hello, my name is Cohen Schmeichel. My hometown is Minot, North Dakota. My winter hockey team is the Minot Wolves, and my favorite player is Phil Kessel.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Simpson, and I'm from Lafayette, Colorado. My winter club is the Rocky Mountain Rough Riders, and my favorite player is Eric Carlson.
Hi, my name's John Crawford. My hometown is Littleton, Colorado. I play for the Colorado Thunderbirds, and my favorite player is Connor McDavid.
My name is Jake McDowell. My hometown is St. Louis, Missouri. My winter club is the AAA Blues, and my favorite player is Connor McDavid.
Hi, my name is Carter Ganser. My hometown is Rosemount, Minnesota. My winter club is Rosemount Irish, and my favorite player is probably Jeff Carter.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Logan Anderson. My hometown is Chestermere, Alberta. My winter club is Team Alberta, and my favorite player is Steven Stamkos.
It's a great day for hockey here in Bloomington, Minnesota, as we're underway with the Great Plains taking on the Rocky Mountain squad. Rocky Mountain in gray jerseys with gray numerals going from left to right, a little bit of black and green trim in them. Great Plains in the cream-colored jerseys, and they'll flick a shot on, backing that up and getting a puck towards the net. Nice start for Great Plains as they dish it around. Danny Clares. Great Plains will go with Landon Huber in between the pipes, and Rocky Mountain's goaltender Harry Bottiger tested right out of the gate. This is played by Rocky Mountain. They'll look to break out and head for Schmeichel. Schmeichel gets it over to the right side, in, and with Tumiensov gets bodied there by KJ Sauer, and the teams will look to exit. Offside are Rocky Mountain, so they'll have to touch up. Long outlet pass ahead, and it'll be gathered. No, it'll be stolen away as Great Plains' Mason Jensen applies the pressure with 5 goals and 2 assists. Leads the team in both goals and points as it's brought into the offensive zone. Thrown towards the net. That'll be handled by the netminder. Huber out of Lakeland, Minnesota, had an opportunity to see the other goaltender, Fuzz Offit, a couple of times in the tournament. This is my first look at Huber, who was, I believe, involved and took the decision in the loss. Great Plains had their only blemish thus far to the team out of New England. Nearly turned over, and they'll try to center a pass through the slot. From there it'll be gathered, held on to, glove save, but a loose puck. Diving over to his right is Huber, and the Great Plains will be able to survive that scare and bring it into the offensive zone. Looking to dish, turning, and a quick no-look pass towards the net results in some offensive pressure for Great Plains. It's Hess who gets tied up. Claire's trying to keep it in the zone and does just that, as Hess will touch it up and the left wing will head off for a change. It'll be wrapped around the boards for Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain looking to move it up the line. That's stolen away. Both of these teams have only lost to one squad. That's the undefeated New England team. This is knocked away by Rocky Mountain. Although Rocky Mountain did require overtime to get past Minnesota, it was a 2-1 victory for them. And the hero was Logan Anderson, a defenseman who jumped into the rush, took a rebound off his own shot from the goalpost, and then buried it 5-hole. Anderson already has 3 in tournament action. And a little bit of a collision there, but nobody any worse for the wear. Picanato looks like he's going to get right back at it with Tumientsev. Nystrom coming back, and he'll pick up what was left for him. Schmeichel now opens himself up as an outlet, tries to split the D, is able to get the puck deep, but ends up getting tied up in the process, and we'll take a face-off in the offensive zone for Rocky Mountain. It'll come to the blocker side of the netminder Huber, one back cleanly by Great Plains, and then they'll just quickly flip it out of the zone. Schmeichel touches up and then is spun around by Clares, who looks like he was shot out of a cannon there. Stepping up and looking to play it into the offensive zone is Putnam. Putnam is fought off the puck. A little bit easier to see the players and their numbers here than our last venue, as last time we saw at least the Rocky Mountain team was at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Schmeichel across the line. Stolen away behind the cage. And then Great Plains trying to move it around. Picanato. A collision there with Clares, who even early in this contest, just over 4 minutes gone by, and it seems like he's been out there the entire time. Jensen, the intended target, and we're going to have a high stick coming as Ingebrigtsen cuts around. Ingebrigtsen from the goal line distributes out, and Sauer will bring it into the corner. Pulled netminder for Great Plains, and that's an easy one to call for the officials. We'll go on the power play with 10 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in period number 1. The draw comes to the glove side of the goaltender. And one back by the team on the power play. They'll look to cycle it from here. From below the left circle, they'll feed it across behind the net, looking to set up. It gets stuck in the netting for a moment, not long enough to warrant the whistle. Here's Simpson. Gabe Simpson, left-handed shot, and uses that southpaw stick to get it out to, or I should say ahead to Grobbins, who got it to the red line. It gets no further. Kraft, a dangle, tries to beat the netminder below the blocker, above the pad, and that was punched down. We're going to have a penalty upcoming against Great Plains. So now coming off is Harry Bottiger, and we'll be even in a moment if we can get a touch-up by Great Plains, and we do, as collecting this one is Luke Myers. Hooking is the call. And Great Plains needs to send somebody over. And it will be Hess, the guilty party, who heads into the box. Great Plains looking to get out of the zone. They will. McNeil comes across as we skate 4-on-4. From the left side, waits, wraparound attempt, and the netminder had a little bit of an issue kicking over from right to left. Fortunately, had some help there, and they'll look to break out for Rocky Mountain. It's Wolf Wolk in on target. Wolk tries to follow up his shot, nearly got there, but closing the door at the last possible moment was Landon Huber. Spinning, getting some separation is Murphy. Murphy in the slot was stripped of it, thrown towards the net. A slow roller, sometimes those can be the most challenging. as you're expecting one velocity, and then you're always afraid of a change, a deflection, a redirection, and whether that ends up coming through or not can be a huge factor. Nice job, despite losing his balance. Trey Fredenberg was able to play that away from the Great Plains players next to him and get it into the zone. Vaughn had his pocket picked. Rocky Mountain sends one out front. It actually kicks off of the skate of Cullen Ingebrigtsen. And you want to talk about depth of this Great Plains team. They've already had every skater on their team get a point except for Ingebrigtsen, and that's no knock on him, but just talking about how well they've distributed the puck. And I don't think it's going to be long before he gets on the score sheet as well. They've just been firing on all cylinders offensively. Their defense has been good, but at times has been their downfall, particularly against New England, and even had a couple of games that have gotten, I think, a little bit higher scoring, at least against them, than head coach Dave Snuggerud would like. They gave up 4 to Minnesota and 5 to Great Lakes, although both of those victories, 10-5 over Great Lakes, 8-4 over Minnesota. Hess is out of the box, replaced by Duchesne immediately, so we'll go back to 5-on-5. We reached the halfway point and then a little in this first period. Now 7:15 to go in the frame. We'll have a short stoppage, just 60 seconds in between periods 1 and 2. Into the offensive zone, and Picanato trying to pin it and keep it there. Unable to. Here's Jensen. Jensen flying in with speed. Tries to go low with the shot. Kept it on the ice. Right idea. Just unable to get that to connect. And Schmeichel comes up with a clean steal on Duchesne. Got tangled up by Picanato. And Picanato will head off for a change. Again, Schmeichel has been everywhere and disrupting play in the defensive zone for Great Plains. Thrown towards the net. Huber comes over, makes a stop. It's loose. Still not covered up. Waiting, firing a backhand shot, and the netminder got enough of it. Kicks it out. Right now, Great Plains scrambling. It'll be Sauer who goes behind the cage, and now he'll switch sticks as he had given his netminder his. Collision by Ingebrigtsen. Myers and Sauer trying to disrupt action. As we take a look at the standings, Rocky Mountain sits in second with a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 overtime win. From the top of the circle, firing a shot that looked to be as defensive as it was skillful, snapping a shot, and that's just wide. Great Plains, meanwhile, has just played 3 games, so they've got a record of 2-1-0, 6 points out of a possible 9, although the team they trail immediately in the standings is Minnesota, who has a game in hand on them. They also trail this Rocky Mountain squad by 2, so that means a 3-point swing could be in the, if that goes in the favor of Great Plains, they'd actually leapfrog over Rocky Mountain and into second. A victory by Rocky Mountain would solidify themselves at top of the standings. It would actually, for the moment, give them a lead over everyone, but they'd have played 2 more games than New England. So New England would, in essence, need a win either in the late game today against Great Lakes or the extra game that they play later on in pool play tomorrow in order to get back on top of Rocky Mountain. 7:15 and a steal coming in. Rocky Mountain pulling it on the forehand. Fredenberg looked like he was just about ready to unleash one, and he had that stripped away. They'll try to dump it in. It's Cortan. Now he'll keep it in the zone, flip it up, and giving chase is Rowan Vaughn. Vaughn has got 3 points in the tournament, all 3 of them goals, and it came in one game. A hat trick for the Minnetonka native, a skipper during the fall season. And that came in that 8-4 victory over Minnesota. Schmeichel in control now. They'll come in 2-on-2. Schmeichel dumps it on and then gets to the rebound. Schmeichel, alongside him was Tumientsev, and I like the idea there of just putting the pressure on the netminder, and the netminder actually ended up fumbling it for a moment, and a collision there. I could see that going either way. Quite honestly, I like the no call. McNeil was looking to touch up, so wasn't looking at the opponent, and more ran into the Rocky Mountain player than the other way around. There's O'Neill, who had it for just a moment, but ended up having it stripped away. Putnam brought it into the zone. Jensen gets tangled up with his opponent's stick and then tosses it. Tumientsev looks around, thought there may have been a call. None coming. He'll press on. Now we've got a penalty, and it's going to go against Rocky Mountain. So out comes Huber. Ingebrigtsen leads away with a ton of speed, tries to feed it over, and Rocky Mountain gets the clearance. 2 minutes and 29 seconds to go. Roughing will be the call. And we will have a face-off coming to the glove side of Harry Bottiger, an Arvada, Colorado resident. Face-off will be eventually controlled by Great Plains. Picanato from right down Broadway. It's deflected there and then flipped softly out to the red line. Picanato slides it over to the right side, and from there it was played by Myers. On the draw, they'll reach in, play it up the line, and here we go. Shorthanded the other way. Gray squad in with it is McDonald. McDonald partially upended, and this will be played back down. Great Plains will be whistled for the icing with 78 seconds still left on their man advantage. The guilty party already on his feet. Dmitry Tumientsev out of Monument, Colorado. 2 goals, 3 points. Typically what you'll see is players will get to their feet in the closing seconds of the penalty when they're ready to come out of the box. He has not sat down. He is anxiously awaiting to see how this penalty kill for his squad turns out. Pad save by Bottiger. He's doing his job. This is touched by Cortan out of the zone. Myers switches it over to Ingebrigtsen, who dumps it off for Cortan. Myers has to get there quickly. Backhanded, but can't get it past the defenseman. Settling down for Hess. Tries to play it, and it hadn't quite gotten flat on its side. Tries to hit a rolling puck, and as you can imagine, a difficult play to make, unable to. Cortan backs up Myers, brings it into the zone with a drive, gloved at by Bottiger. Doesn't make the clean catch, but does make the save. Reaching in, Rocky Mountain. Now into the offensive zone is Anderson. And we're going to have a penalty behind the play, and I think they're going to call both of them. 44.1. This will be offsetting penalties, so it will remain a 5-on-4. In for Rocky Mountain, Carter Ganser. O'Neill for Great Plains. Saw the slashing penalty indicated. So I'm not sure if that was for both of them or if one of them was handed something else, but this is held in by Carter Murphy. Murphy, a offensive defenseman, but gets it done both ways. Think a Drew Doughty style attempt, although with the wrong hand, as he does shoot left-handed. And I'm surprised, as often as he's joined the rush, he does not have a goal yet in this tournament, albeit a small sample size. We skate 5-on-5 now as that shot is up and over the crossbar. Great Plains. They played up to the point. Myers with a shot. Loose puck! And then held onto by the goalkeeper. And bodies end up hitting the ice, although I think that had more to do with them being off balance than any late contact. 1.8 left. Perhaps a chance for Great Plains to try to pick up a big goal here late in the period. It'll come over to the right side of the netminder. On the draw for Great Plains, Gavin McNeil. McNeil feeds it back, Picanato. And the shot would have been late had it gone in. No score after 15 minutes are in the books. We'll take a quick 60-second timeout, and we'll be back with more from the 2018 North American Hockey Showcase on Youth Hockey Hub. We'll switch ends and get right back at it. Great Plains firing a shot that hit Twine, but from the wrong side as it skirted off the outside of the net. This is stepping up a drive from Picanato, and somebody's going to end up with a bruise, but a blocked shot for Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain in gray jerseys, gray numerals, green and black trim. They now skate from right to left on your screen, youthhockeyhub.com. In cream jerseys with black numerals and a little bit of white trim going from left to right, Great Plains, and Great Plains team being composed almost entirely of Minnesotans. The one North Dakotan on the team, Andrew O'Neill, who hails from Fargo. He's a member of the Fargo Freeze, as this is set up for Sauer. Sent over, and we're going to have a penalty behind the play. As soon as it's touched up, I have a feeling this is a hook, and it is indeed the call. Just 65 seconds into our second period. Perhaps just as important at this stage of the tournament is not your results, not just your results and how you've done, but also what your schedule looks like going forward. And we'll preview that here in a moment. As this is fed over, thrown towards the net. They try to bang it from the side of the cage. This one is not going to go the length of the ice, as Rocky Mountain fans were hoping that it would be an icing. We'll have that call instead the other way with 40 seconds elapsed on the power play for Great Plains. Well, for Rocky Mountain, this is one of just 2 games they have left in pool play. In essence, they haven't truly had their bye yet, quote unquote. That will happen in the sessions tomorrow, and they'll actually be the first team to finish pool play. So hoping to be the leader in the clubhouse when they're done at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then wait to see if, with that extra game, anybody can jump atop them. But so far, they've had a 7-1 victory over North America and an overtime win of 2-1 over Minnesota. This is held in by Sauer, and he'll head over to that left side. Sticked away there. Thrown towards the net. Slowed down and working, fighting to get it out. Sauer had a man at the back door. It's picked off Murphy. Then turnabout being fair play. Great Plains steals it right back. Bodies collide. Jensen looks around, thought maybe he'd get a call there, and I don't think he would have gotten a call typically. I really don't expect that call coming when his team is already on the man advantage, which has just expired. Jensen gets mobbed there by a couple of players, and now coming out of the box, looking around, is Ganser. And he brought that back into his own defensive end. Second period, with the period change, he was sprung coming off. Now here's Ganser, waits, fires. So because of the late change, and we're going to have a holding penalty, and that is indeed the case. For Great Plains, it'll be Gavin McNeil, not holding the player, but holding the stick. So we will look at a Rocky Mountain power play on the way. As I mentioned, Rocky Mountain won 7-1 over North America, then 2-1 over Minnesota in overtime, and 6-4 over USA. Easily the toughest game New England has seen so far, but Rocky Mountain came out on the losing end of that. They fell to New England by a score of 1-0. So with McNeil out, Rocky Mountain going to see what they can do. One of their players loses an edge there. They try to send it out front, and Great Plains may have gotten away with one there. All the officials will say that it was, the player was losing an edge already. A collision, and O'Neill will come away with it. He's got some time and space, gets it into the offensive half, then tries to dump it in, but doesn't get it very deep. Firing the shot. A lot of velocity in that one. Did not leave the ice. Stymied on the shorthanded bid. Now Hess fires and hits it off the crossbar. The netminder never saw the shot, did not react to it at all. And Hess a fraction of an inch away from getting his team on the board shorthanded. Great Plains fans were thinking there might have been an icing call there. There's not. Here's Schmeichel stepping up and getting the job done with his skate was Luke Myers, thrown up to the right point. They'll take the pressure now. Myers looking to get the heat out of a hot kitchen. Instead, he'll hit netting. And we've got 19 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Still in the box for Great Plains is Gavin McNeil. That one misses on the short side. The far side as we see it here, but describing how the netminder was looking at it. O'Neill comes in. McNeil will immediately jump out into the fray and join the rush. 9:10 to go. And it's tipped and it's in! The shot originating from the blue line. And the deflection right out front. And the netminder cannot believe it as he is still shaking his head. That was drawn to perfection. I believe this is going to be McNeil's goal, but we'll get confirmation here in just a moment. Either way, Great Plains on top, 1-0. Looking to break out. North America back the other way. Thrown towards the net. Looking to get a shot off and mugged is Rocky Mountains to Mentsev. Now ahead for Duchesne. Duchesne waits. Backhand pass over and a great toe save by the goaltender to make sure that pass did not get through. 8:23 left in period number 2. Face off back to Myers. Myers through traffic. So it's McNeil's goal indeed. Picanato taking the shot, and he was fed from Andrew O'Neill. And Great Plains on top by a score of 1-0. We'll call time of the goal, 6:12 for Great Plains. That is McNeil's 4th of the tournament and his 7th point. He ties teammate Mason Jensen for team lead in points, though still trails Jensen in goals as Jensen has 5. And not wasting any time, Great Plains trying to get right back at it. This will go down the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. Thought that maybe they would have said that Great Plains had an opportunity and squandered it to play the puck. For Picanato, that's his 2nd point. Couple of helpers so far on the week. And for O'Neill, that's his 3rd helper, 4th point in the 2018 North American Hockey Showcase. Coming up the left side with some speed, steered away is Fredenberg. as he's slowed down substantially. McNeil will lead the charge as he heads eastbound in a hurry. Carving through, gets tangled up. And again, I think that's a good no call as McNeil was the one initiating the contact. It's unfortunate that he was tripped up, but nothing that the Rocky Mountain player could have done on the forecheck. They try to steal it back. Myers plays it around. Sauer will now try to race to it and get to it in time. Reaching in, a Rocky Mountain player takes a spill. Now ahead for Duchesne. Duchesne feeds it over. Jensen from an impossible angle tries to bank it in off the netminder. Not a bad idea, but a strong response by Bottiger. Poked away, and Duchesne initiates a little bit of contact there, and we will get a whistle after the fact as Duchesne and Tumientsev jostling it out in the corner. Hess will take the draw for Great Plains. Kraft gets himself set. He's the last man back. They'll try to feed it over for Hess, who I noticed at the end of the first period was clutching his wrist. Not sure if it was just sore, if he had a stinger, as Myers keeps this one alive, but he's not missed any time because of it. Jensen floats a pass inside. Cortan trying with one hand on the stick to just tap that one in. Sent over for Kraft. Kraft tees that one up, a Lakeville native, and should specify part of the Lakeville North program, so a Panther. That one will flip up and out of play into the bench, and it looks like both sides will elect to take the opportunity here to get a change. 5 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in our second period. Just one goal thus far. This is McNeil from Picconato and O'Neill. So McNeil, who plays for Apple Valley Burnsville, is an Apple Valley native. On the face-off, a win by Great Plains. Clares comes away with the puck, but had to dance and buy some time to finally get an opening. This is touched on beautifully. Here's O'Neill, and O'Neill, by the time he's able to try to get the shot off, that lane had closed, and Rocky Mountain with the deflection. Bringing it in and forcing it towards the net is Wolk. Wolk got a size on most of the opposition he'll see this week. Ingebrigtsen got enough of it to get it out of the zone. Here comes Murphy. Murphy's got the green light, and he'll join the rush. Tries to fire one upstairs. It's blocked. I believe that's Ingebrigtsen. The last man back was, or I should say ahead, was KJ Sauer, as he had just changed, come off the bench, and he was free and clear, but Great Plains unable to get through that defense of Rocky Mountain. Now setting up is Vaughn. Ingebrigtsen stripped of it before he can gain the zone, so he'll have to touch up. Second attempt, and they're in clean. Looking to hand off to McNeil in the slot. Loose puck, and it's covered up as a couple of Rocky Mountain players took a spill, and it ends up underneath their sweaters. 3:28 to go in period number 2. We'll take a defensive zone draw for Rocky Mountain. It'll come to the glove side of their netminder, and I don't think they've got anything to complain about here, as they were a little bit fortunate that that puck was indeed covered up cleanly, and a quick shot by Jensen. Jensen with a good scoring opportunity from in tight, although a tough angle. This is over for Duchesne. Duchesne sends it out front. It's blocked before it gets through. Sauer tries to clean up the mess. And again, Rocky Mountain bending but not breaking. In gray, they'll look to break out here. Ahead for Ganser, Carter Ganser, a Rosemount, Minnesota native, throws that towards the net. It's sticked away. Ganser's got 4 goals in the tournament, and his 5 points. Both of those categories, he leads his squad in. Here's a 2-on-1 for Great Plains. Jensen waits, goes upstairs with a shot, and it looks like that one might have stung Bodiger as he's reacting a little bit sorely, but he'll skate it out, shake it out, and 2:29 to go. He's a big part of the reason that his squad is right in the thick of this. 1-0 Great Plains leading Rocky Mountain. Right now, just a good play or a fortunate bounce away from tying this one up. To the right of the goaltender. And Cortan had that one kick off of his skate into the offensive zone. Goes Rocky Mountain. Clares needs no invitation. He'll invite himself to that loose puck and then head up ice. Waiting for him is Hess. Clares slams on the brakes, then turns back around, and with a power slide and glide there, and the Rocky Mountain fans not happy about this one. It will be a trip, and I can see the frustration there. As for the player that lost an edge, Cortan, he looked like he might have just stepped on the skate of Rocky Mountain's Jake McDonald, but you're responsible for where your equipment is, and he did certainly poke it out there. So we've got ourselves a power play that, if it goes the distance, will take up the remainder of this second period. Short-handed Rocky Mountain gain the line and send it into the zone. Simpson pinching and looking to keep it in, maybe even trying to create some damage. Now the other way. This is picked off. Here comes Anderson. Anderson fires a shot, and sacrificing his body there was Luke Myers. Chipped away. Great Plains now with it, trying to set up on the man advantage, and so far they've been unsuccessful as Simpson throws this at the netminder. Punched down by the blocker of the netminder Landon Huber. And Huber, a name we haven't had to call too often lately, as Great Plains has done a fantastic job in front of him. This second period, he's seen minimal shots his way. O'Neill looking to set up. Throws it towards the net. And Vaughn will feed it back to the point. D pass, now Myers. Looking for a tip. Right idea. Just couldn't get it past the netminder. McNeil looking for his second deflection goal of the game. 20 seconds left to go in the period. Back for Sauer. Sauer steps up with a partial drive, but it's tipped away at the last second. Great defense there, as that was Putnam. And Thomas Putnam with a huge play. It'll be frozen with 5.2 left, and I want to point out what a great play that was by Thomas Putnam. Otherwise, it would have been KJ Sauer. He's already got 2 goals and 5 points and would have had a great opportunity there. And I'll admit, throughout this tournament, I've probably missed calling Putnam a couple of times because he's got that jersey tucked in, so hard to see if it's 9 or if it's 8 or if it's 3, but Putnam has been good all week so far. He was fantastic there. May have saved a goal. Thrown towards the net. And speaking of fantastic, Harry Bodiger. Make sure that one gets nowhere. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. More importantly, 1.7 left to go in the period. Duchesne awaiting. It'll be Schmeichel against him on the draw. Schmeichel wins it into the corner, and the horn will sound. 1-0. Great Plains on top after 2, and they'll try to add to it. They've got a real brief 8-second power play when we return. Gavin McNeil scoring at 6:12 from Tommy Picanato and Andrew O'Neill. The only goal so far. Great Plains on top of Rocky Mountain by a score of 1-0. You're watching the 2018 North American Hockey Showcase on Youth Hockey Hub. 8 seconds left on the man advantage for Great Plains. 15 minutes left in regulation. Great Plains on top by a score of 1-0. My name's Eric Zamora, bringing you the play-by-play, and we're already back at full strength. Greg, and right off of the start of the period, Great Plains capitalizes. They beat the netminder up over the glove, and it will be Great Plains doubling their lead just 14 seconds into the frame. It's 2-0 Great Plains. Technically the visitor, but when you take a look at the makeup of the team, clearly the hometown team. Into the offensive zone, Hess and the Great Plains squad right back at it. Cortan feeds it back to the point and then gets it right back. Myers with it. So the goal off the draw is that of Owen Corkish out of Cottage Grove, Minnesota, part of the Wolfpack program. Mason Jensen with his team leading 8th point. The primary assist, Danny Clares. He's got 3 points on the tournament, all of them assists, and perhaps none bigger than that one to get the party started here early in the third. Minute gone by, they'll fire one on. Great Plains in cream jerseys, black numerals, and a little bit of white trim traveling from right to left. And that one will go the length of the ice. We'll have an icing and bring it back down into Rocky Mountain territory. There in the gray jerseys, gray numerals, outlined in black with a little bit of green trim. And they've got their work cut out for them, as Great Plains has really been clamping down defensively. As of late, haven't had to hear too much out of Landon Huber, a Lakeland, Minnesota native. And they'll feed that over right back. Looking for the tip was Jake McDonald. Little give and go, and he got it back, just unable to change direction on the puck. Here comes Andrew O'Neill, and we've got a penalty. High sticking will be the call. 13:23 to go. O'Neill will chip that up, and it's Ingbritson, the guilty party. So Great Plains with a big couple of minutes on the way as they look to defend their lead. Just got it to 2. They'd like to keep it there. Fought off into the corner. And just misses the net. Cycling, curling, and Myers with tough defense. Now he'll get called for the penalty as he reaches in. And cross-checking the call. That will give a 94-second 5-on-3 advantage. So the best opportunity yet for Rocky Mountain, a full minute and 34 with a 2-man advantage. Back in the other end as Great Plains had a momentary clearance, and it's offside at the line. A little bit of a move, and that hesitation was just enough to throw off the timing. So 17 seconds has elapsed in the most recent penalty. And this one will flip up and out of play. Great Plains will play it down the length of the ice, but soft enough where it'll get to just the circle, but no icing. And this is eating up valuable time for Rocky Mountain. They'll play it over to the left side. The triangle starting to get set up, firing a shot. Like the idea typically on a 5-on-5, but when you've got a 5-on-3 and if you're just taking shots from above the circle, if the netminder can come up with a stop, it's not really the way you want to go. The only way that's going to capitalize is if they're rebounds, and even then, you're likely, when you're leading the rush and shooting from that far out, not going to be able to get anybody to get to that rebound in time. Looking to get around Clares. Clares uses his body, and he knows full well it's going to take pretty much an act of larceny for Great Plains to get called for something here, already down by 2. Ingebrigtsen on his feet and anxiously awaiting to get out. 18 seconds left on his penalty. Into the slot, Fredenberg fires a shot, then another attempt. He's banging on the glass trying to figure out where he should be going. 6 seconds left. And it's fed up to the left point. Slapped right back at his man. Ingebrigtsen comes off for O'Neill. They fire in the slot. And now Myers is on his feet. This would be a huge kill for Great Plains. Here comes Jensen, shorthanded. Jensen fires and hits it off where the crossbar meets the goalpost. O'Neill ahead, works to get into the offensive zone and does from the circle. Leaves it there for Jensen. Jensen fires! And it's a big stop off of the glove of the netminder. But 10:50 to go, and now we skate 5-on-5 as Rocky Mountain had a little over a minute and a half of a two-man advantage and got some looks, but at this point they're not satisfied with opportunities. They need goals. At least 2 to come away with points. Shot blocked as that was Wolk trying to get it there. And now we've got another penalty on Great Plains. Kicked out and touched up. So tripping will be the call. Great Plains goes right back to the box. And this has been a recurring theme for the Great Plains squad today. It's going to be KJ Sauer to take the next 2 minutes off. The next 2 minutes he hopes, as an abbreviated stay would mean his team's been victimized for a power play goal on the opposition. They'll feed it back to the point, talking it out, and with it, letting it go, and then trying to get to the rebound is Schmeichel. That was Brady Smith initiating the shot, and he'll switch sides and over on the left. Now with it, offside, as they had not quite cleared the zone. 99 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Plenty of time to take your time, set things up, and get yourself organized. But as the game winds on and winds down, you're going to see, out of habit, players start to have that clock running in their head a little bit faster than it is up on the scoreboard. And for Rocky Mountain, the key here is to slow things down, and you'd rather take the full 2 minutes and find that goal than go for something early and end up without many good chances. Dangling in was O'Neill. O'Neill has that one kick out to him. The netminder covers it but does not let it go, and everybody had stopped, but no whistle had been blown. Simpson rips a shot. The goalkeeper will elect to hold on. And as Anderson was coming in, he decides to hold it there. 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in period number 3. 52 seconds left on the man advantage. And Great Plains down a man, but up by 2, trying to hold on for the W. A tie-up of bodies on the side. A shot hits the near side post. They try to bank it off the netminder. It comes out upstairs with the release, and a great shot by Ben Davis, who's already got a goal in the tournament. Davis, again, this time it's blocked by a skate. And Great Plains, when they get to the red line, they'll dump it in. They're just 10 seconds away from getting back to 5-on-5. Collision there. McNeil got tangled up. He wasn't quite sure where it was. Putnam had issues tracking it down as well. 8:07 as it's McNeil bringing it ahead. McNeil tries to fight off a player with one hand on the stick, works to get it towards the cage, and it's still loose. Flipped up, Picanato will keep it in the zone. Fakes the drive, throws it towards the net, and backhanded out. The second period was dominant by Great Plains. It's been the opposite here in the third. We've got a delayed offside, but they touch up, and we're good. Vaughn has to kick it to himself, and just onside. Waiting, winding, firing, and a save, a drive on the rebound, as that was Crawford with the initial shot, and then a second there from a tough angle. Smith keeps it alive and will now back up. This one goes through the skates of McNeil, and he's in along with Vaughn. McNeil out front, and Duchesne taps it home. Parker Duchesne picks up his third goal of the tournament, and he gives his squad a 3-0 lead. Duchesne, McNeil, and Vaughn with precision passing, and then the execution by the center. Duchesne puts his squad on top by 3. They'll go right back at it. So we'll call time of the goal 8:08. Parker Duchesne, the primary assist going to Vaughn. And McNeil comes up with a big assist, his second point of the contest, just offside are Great Plains. So now an opportunity for Rocky Mountain to get a change. If this score holds up, Great Plains would jump into second. And this is stripped away, and Cortan into the zone with Kraft. Kraft tries to get it right back from where he got it, but Cortan's lane was quickly gobbled up by the stifling defense. Here's Hess. Hess tries to make the pass and had to time that perfectly. If he had gone any later, would have had his stick lifted beautifully by the back-checking Rocky Mountain squad. They'll play it along the boards, and ahead, as looking to break out, was Tiumentsev. Off a body, off glass, held in by McNeil. He sets up Hess. Hess had that one come out, and they'll call off Hess, who loses his stick as he heads to the box, but we'll have to leave it there. McNeil now filling in at his spot. McNeil steps up, and Myers takes a spill on Hess's stick. Fortunately for him, he's able to recover in time. Great Plains Passing it up the right side. The official will skate over and take care of that loose twig. Ingebrigtsen waits, gets to the top of the circle, goes inside, trying to feather through a pass, and way too much going on there for that pass to get through. We're going to have a tripping penalty as Myers touches up. 4:20 to go in period number 3. And right now it is Rocky Mountain trailing, but they've got the man advantage. Perhaps they could get a snowball going downhill. If they can get one, you've got to imagine momentum is going to be something they'll be talking about in the closing minutes. This is thrown in on the netminder, and he'll steer it into the corner. Don't want to say that it's a must-score opportunity, but if they do not convert on this power play, it'll leave just over 2:20 to play, and they trail by 3. It'll be a tall task for anybody, and especially the way Great Plains has been playing defensively. Jensen sends it around into their own corner. This has been a high-scoring Rocky Mountain team, but Great Plains seems to be getting it figured out in their own third of the ice. And as they step up, chop that, and it's in! A fantastic job. Smith threw it towards the net, and I believe this is going to be the goal of Wolf Wolk. And that's exactly what it is. Wolk from Smith. Power play goal, 11 minutes, 31 seconds of the third. So don't go anywhere. We've still got a result and a decision here up for grabs as Great Plains trying to apply the pressure. Ingebrigtsen muscles that through, partially broken up by Schmeichel, and Ingebrigtsen frustrated at himself there. Here's Schmeichel, fires it, it rolls up on Ingebrigtsen, loose there for a moment. They'll keep it in the zone. Lifted high, knocked down, and Great Plains doing a nice job of waiting for it to come back down so that it wouldn't be a high stick. Tapped over, and it's in! Backed up, and I believe this is Duchesne who gets the last touch, as the rush was Myers and Jensen, and it's finished off at the 12-minute, 18-second mark of period number 3. They're going to wave this one off. So it remains 3-1, 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go. The officials talked it over, conferred, and we've got a penalty right off the restart. Checking will be the call, and it will end up being going to the box, Tommy Picanato. So now an opportunity here for Rocky Mountain, again on the man advantage. Wolf Wolk scored moments ago on the power play. They'll get another opportunity, a man up. And we'll keep an eye on Harry Bodiger, as would not be surprised at all if this power play doesn't convert early to see them pull the goaltender and elect to go 6-on-4. Wraparound attempt, and it's in! And just like that, the lead is down to 1. 12 minutes, 44 seconds, time of the goal. And the last minute and 16 seconds has been a free-for-all. Rocky Mountain has scored 2 power play goals. Great Plains in between them thought they'd scored a goal, and it was waved off. We're now 3-2 on the scoreboard. So the goal is Troy Fredenberg's, and Wolk picking up the assist. We'll take a quick step away from the mic, and we'll be back with a conclusion. 2:16 to go in regulation. 3-2, Great Plains on top. You're watching the 2018 North American Hockey Showcase on Youth Hockey Hub. .216 left in regulation, and we will definitely, if the score remains as it is, see Rocky Mountain's netminder pulled at some point as they are pressing to try to get this game knotted up. For the first 41 and a half minutes, Great Plains had not given up a goal. Thanks to power play opportunities, they've gotten 2 since then. Here comes McNeil. McNeil diving over, and a penalty on the way. They'll keep it alive. Myers has it poked away from him, and Great Plains will take their time. Ingridson knows that he can keep going backwards, because if he gives up the puck, then now it is advanced. And a tripping call, and I think the question was going to be whether there would be a penalty shot. There will not be one. Minute 25 to go, and quite honestly, you can make an argument if you're Great Plains for either. Obviously, the penalty shot would have a chance to ice the game at 4-2, but then if they miss, then it stays 5-on-5. Here you know that in order for Rocky Mountain to tie the game at 3s, they're going to need to do it shorthanded. Now, they will have the opportunity, or should have the opportunity, to get back to 5-on-5 with the netminder pulled, tripping the call, and that will go against Rocky Mountain's Carter Murphy. Offside with 70 seconds to play. Up next, Minnesota versus North America, and New England taking on Great Lakes. Those games starting at 5:45 and 7:30 respectfully, but respectfully, we want to talk about this one as it's been a fantastic game and an even better finish, and it's not over just yet. Here's Jensen. Jensen feeds it back to Clares, and because Great Plains has possession, that keeps the netminder in his crease as a save is made by Harry Bottiger. Late change as Picanato comes off. Myers comes on. 5-on-4, Great Plains skating. They'll look to feed it over to Jensen right off the face-off. 50 seconds remaining in regulation. Myers plays pitch and catch. They go inside to Jensen. It's stripped away. It's chipped up and out. Myers slides it over to Clares, and obviously Great Plains it comes out of the zone, so offside is a call with 36 seconds exactly remaining. Now, the Great Plains squad obviously would love to try to get a power play goal here, but what they would be fine with is if they can just keep doing what they were doing moments ago, cycling the puck around and keeping the goaltender Bottiger from coming out. A shot, a save. Now Duchesne. Duchesne waits, feeds it over to Myers. Why not take that space? Here's Clares throwing it towards the net, looking for a deflection. Mason behind the net to Duchesne. Back to Mason. 12 seconds left, and at this point, Great Plains just wants to keep the puck. They'll move it over. Here's Clares. Clares feeds it over to Jensen, who throws it out front. They'll dive, and now the horn will sound. Great Plains holds on despite 2 late power play goals by Rocky Mountain, and they'll come up with the 3 points in the standings. They'll improve on the tournament to 3-1-0-0, and they are alone in second place in the standings. My name's Eric Zamora, Greg Tinty, our camera operator and producer, and Tony Scott, in just a matter of moments, will be ice side with the player of the game. Quick scoring summary: McNeil, Corkish, and Duchesne scoring for Great Plains. It was Wolke and Fredenberg for Rocky Mountain. Great Plains took a 1-0 lead into this period, and then it got crazy from there. Corkish and Duchesne made it 2 and 3-0. Wolke with the man advantage with just under 3.5 minutes to play, and then Fredenberg on the power play made it 3-2 the final. We'll go ahead and send it down to the ice as Tony Scott has our Youth Hockey Hub player of the game interview, and we'll hand it off to Tony.
We're here post-game on YHH with Gavin McNeil. Great Plains wins this one 3-2 over Rocky Mountain. Congratulations, Gavin, on a big win.
What am I saying again?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Gavin, you had a goal and assist. You're our YHH player of the game. Talk a little bit about that goal that you got earlier in the game.
Tommy had a good low shot, and I was right in the right spot for the tip.
All right, good goal, good goal. All right, what makes this Great Plains team so special? You're 3-1 already. You're ready to roll into the playoffs on Saturday. Talk a bit about what makes your team so good.
Our defensemen are incredible.
Who are they? You know them?
Luke,
Yep.
Danny,
Yep. Pick,
and what's his name?
All right, who's Cullen?
Cullen.
All right, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're doing great in this interview, by the way. All right, last thing, what makes playing in the show so special? Why is it so special to you playing in this tournament?
Making friends that I didn't have before, probably.
That's the number one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gavin McNeil, YHH player of the game. Congratulations to you and your team on the big win.
Thank you.
We're back up to you up top, Greg. All right, good job. Now I get to take a picture.
All right, so we have a final here. Great Plains improves their record to 3-1-0. Rocky Mountain falls to 2-2-1-0, and Great Plains leapfrogs them over into second place in the standings. Up next for Great Plains, they'll take on North America, while Rocky Mountain has just one game tomorrow left in pool play. That'll be at 1 o'clock against Great Lakes. For myself, Eric Zamora, for Greg Tinty, and for Tony Scott, we thank you for tuning in to this broadcast, and we'll catch you on the next one. It's the 2018 North American Hockey Showcase on Youth Hockey Hub.